of you on right now. I don't want to be the only one on. I think I actually might move you guys to be able to talk. There we go. Hi, there you are. Hi, I can't hear. Oh, let me unmute you. Unmute, 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 unmute. Hi, there we go. You have to unmute yourself if there we go. We'll sit here for a minute while everyone gets logged in, and feel free to unmute yourself because we will introduce ourselves when this all gets started. And however, of course, if you aren't talking, do mute it so we can eliminate the background noise.
Hello. Hi.
We're just waiting for people to get on here. We'll wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started. We have 10 of you on now. We're actually expecting 20. So I want to wait because I don't want to get started and then have to keep stopping to admit people because apparently I have it set on where I have to do that still. I'll have to fix that for tomorrow. If you're just joining, we're just sitting in silence because we're waiting on some more people to join before we get started. So feel free to mute yourselves if you are not speaking. And then we will all shortly introduce ourselves and we'll all be speaking momentarily. So I'll just wait until probably 9:05 at the most, and then we'll just get started. And I don't want to be interrupted by having to admit people because that's what's going on right now, and I'll change it later, but just want to make sure we have all the people before we get started.
Hey, Julia.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Chris. Just
Hi,
want to
Chris.
let you know I have a 9:30, so I
Okay.
might jump off about 30 minutes at 9:30. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting me know.
You're welcome.
While I'm still admitting people, I hate to not start on time, guys. Sorry, I'm a stickler for that. We start at 9, we start at 9. So it's 9:03, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'll still continue to just let people in as we get started. But good morning, everybody. You can just say, I know you're on mute. I know you're on mute. Welcome to Climb 2.0. This is going to be pretty exciting. For some of you, you never got to do Climb 1.0. And I understand that was also a kind of a new venture as well. What Climb 2.0 actually is Ignite 2.0. They have updated the old Ignite curriculum, and we are doing Ignite 2.0 plus some of our Climb material, and we're calling it Climb 2.0. And the best part about it is that we get to do it on Zoom. So this is going to be a new experience for all of us. So one, I ask for your patience with me as I try to work my way around this Zoom thing. First time I've ever done an Ignite class on Zoom before, so we're in this together. What I'd like to do, there are 15 of us on now. I'd like to get an idea of who's on the call and tell you a little bit more about how the setup of this will work. Climb 2.0 will require your commitment to a certain extent. We will be meeting for 2 weeks, and 9 to 10:30. Technically, the curriculum is actually a 4-hour curriculum. Get this, guys. It's a 4-hour curriculum every day, Monday through Friday, for 4 weeks. We're not doing that. What we are going to do is just do 1.5 hours, and sometimes it may not even be the whole 1.5 hour. Sometimes it will just be 1 hour, but there are additional elements and things that you'll have to do after we hang up. So just because we're not together for the whole 4 hours doesn't mean you're off the hook. This is your business, of course. This is your business that you're going to be working on. And there are things that you will do after we are done speaking with each other that you'll need to do and want to do to help grow your business and to be connected and in tune with the class. So I'm going to actually go last. I'm going to ask anyone who would like to start. Actually, if you don't mind, if I could just call on you, I'd like to just have you introduce yourselves, how long you've been in real estate, how long you've been with this particular market center, and what you are hoping to get, from this Climb 2.0 experience. So the first person that shows up on my screen is actually Julie Brandt. Would you mind going first, Julie?
Nope, that's just fine. I am Julie Brandt, and I am in the Keller Williams Edina Market Center in Minnesota. And I have been with them since I started in real estate for a little over 1.5 years now.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Oh, and I am hoping to learn just some better processes for getting my business more in place.
Awesome.
Anything else?
Nope, thank you very much. On to Chris. Chris, you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, I'm Chris. I got my license. I took my test on February 29th, and I've been with Keller Williams Central 75 since that time. I actually joined the week before I went and took my test. So I am a dual agent, and a new agent because I went to the new agent orientation and then the coronavirus came, so that kind of halted everything. So I'm looking to get kicked off here.
All right, that's good. That's what we're here to do. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
Okay, I've got Payal next.
Hey, how are you, everybody? Good morning. This is Payal Mehta, and I gave my test February, about a month ago. 2 months ago, and just very excited to start my new career. It's gonna be full time. I have some experience with my husband. He's been in real estate part time for a long time, so I was with him on the field. Of course, being unlicensed, I can do only so much. So I decided to go and take my license. He is so I have a little bit experience with him, but I'm also very looking forward to learn a lot through this training, and I'm very excited to join Keller Williams Central.
Awesome. Thank you. Aaron, let me unmute you. There you go.
Hey, my name is Aaron. I'm here with Central 75, Keller Williams in Texas. I'm hoping to learn a lot of different things, how to, propel my career, especially in this, fiasco, but, something I want to improve upon, and just general skills.
Awesome. Thanks for being here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Trisha next on my list.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Trisha Boyd, and I just recently got my license, and I'm with Central 75. And I am hoping that this will give me some really great tools to get started and to kick off my business.
I think it will. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Jing, you're up.
Hi everyone, I'm Jean, and I joined the Keller Williams Central 75 at March, and so I don't have a lot of experience with in the real estate, and I want to join this Climb 2.0 to learn more and start my business and try to try to get my business into the right track. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Jake, you're up next on my list.
Hey guys, this is Jake. I'm at Central 75 here in the Richardson area. I have been with the office since I got licensed in October of last year, so kind of one of the longer ones in this group. My group was the first one to kind of do a different version of Climb, so I am hoping to kind of get the full version and see what maybe I missed, or just kind of build on the fundamentals that I've already kind of learned.
Thank you so much. Crystal? You're still muted. There you go.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Crystal Jones, and I am out of the central office. And I am just here so I can learn new things to just kick off my real estate. I've been in the mortgage business. I've had my real estate license active since 2003, but I kind of fell into the mortgage business, so I never did the real estate full time. So I decided to get back in it. Been in it a little over a year, but been with the central office for about a month. So I'm excited.
I'm excited for you too. Thank you. Who do we got next? Rusty. Rusty, you're up.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Rusty Glenn. I'm with Keller Williams Central. I joined in mid-February, got my license at the end of January. And so much like the rest of you guys, looking to really kickstart my business and really adapt to what we're going through in this pandemic. So that's it.
Yeah, I will say, you guys, the thing that will be interesting about this, one, I kind of like doing it this way so far. I think it's convenient because we are being creative, of course, with the Ignite 2.0 curriculum. But I also think it's a good opportunity for us to implement how we're doing business now. I think we're going into an age of new normal, and we will be able to tweak kind of some of the things that we learn and share with each other on how to do a lot of the stuff virtually, or how to do it going forward and moving forward in the pandemic era. So that will be very interesting as well. So thanks for saying that, Rusty. I concur. I've got Sierra up next on my list.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Sierra Phillips. I've been a realtor for over a year now. I've been doing it part-time, and I'm wanting to expand and go full-time, so I'm trying to keep gaining knowledge as I go on.
Bettina, I always do that to you. I really want to call you Bettina.
It's fine. My name is Bettina Jackson. I'm with Keller Williams Central. I got licensed the beginning of March. So I'm using the Climb 2.0 just to kickstart my business successfully.
Awesome. Alma?
Hi there, guys. I'm Alma Sosa. I am with Keller Williams Central. I've actually been an inactive agent, just more of a referral agent. So I am trying to refresh my skills on all the portals and all the sites that I can use.
Awesome.
So hope to learn a lot within this class to then get away from not being a referral, maybe being an active agent again.
I sure hope so too. Thanks for joining us, Alma. Nikki.
Nikki Feddersen. I'm a new agent. I took the test mid-February, and I signed with Keller Williams about a week later, and I'm on a team with Cecilia Davis, and we're in the Central 75 office. I'm really hoping to gain all the knowledge I need to just get up and running, propel forward, and I think that's it.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much. Who's next? Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia, and I've been with Keller Williams Central since for 7 years now. And the reason why I'm taking Climb 2.0 is to get back to the basics, pretty much.
Love it. Thank you. I'm glad you said that, Julia. I was thinking yesterday when I was thinking, okay, so we're doing this whole new training. We're going to try to do it on Zoom. And how is this all going to go? But I said, you know what I thought about was the basics never change. So it's not, whether this is Ignite 2.0 or Ignite 1.0, which I've taught a gazillion times, could do it in my sleep with my hands tied behind my back. The basics are always the same. They remain the same. So I'm glad you're here. There's a lot of seasoned agents that are on this session. So that will be very helpful for everyone, for the new agents, and also for those agents that have been doing this a while to get back to the basics, because the basics never change. They're always the same. Lakeisha, you're next.
Good morning. My name is Lakeisha. I have been licensed since September, so that's about 7 months now. I am full-time with Keller Williams Central. I just hope to get a more strengthened foundation. I had a very good start when we started, and I want that to continue even. I want it to be consistent.
Awesome. I want it to be consistent too. I've got Kelsey next up on my list.
Hello, my name's Kelsey. I've been in real estate since January, and I just signed with Keller Williams Central about a month ago now.
Awesome. What are you hoping to learn from Climb 2.0?
I'm hoping to learn the full business in real estate, everything I need to know, the goods and bads.
Okay, gotcha. Who did I miss? Do we have Maggie on or no Maggie? No Maggie, okay. What about Wendy? Is Wendy on? All right, going down my list here. Dahlia, any Dahlia? I don't see Mr. Bill Webb, so I know he's not on. Ahmad, is Ahmad on? No Ahmad, okay. Solomon, do we have a Solomon anywhere in the house? No Solomon. Tamra, oh, she told me she'll be late. Tamra will be late. And Naisha, do we have Naisha? And that's it. That's everybody. All right. So I will introduce myself. My name's Julie Lachey. If we have not met, I am the director of training and coaching at the KW Central office. I did notice we have a couple Minnesota people on. I've been a productivity coach there for many, many years in the Minneapolis Market Center. I also have a team in Minneapolis as well, a team of 5 or 6. I have been teaching Ignite for I don't know, very long time. And other classes as well. So this is gonna be fun for all of us. I also wanna say in regards to this, I'm gonna share my screen in a minute here so that we can get started with the curriculum. In fact, I'll just go ahead and share it now. I wanna tell you a little bit about kind of how this is gonna work. I mentioned to you that the way they have it set up is a 4-week session, which we're not doing, but it's set up into 2 different parts. There's a Spark, which is 2 weeks long, and then there's something called Elementals, which is an additional 2 weeks long. Spark is what we're doing for these first 2 weeks. So we will meet Monday through Friday for 2 weeks, this week and next, from 9 to 10:30, and we will be focusing on Spark. Spark's point is to get appointments. It's about lead generation. It's about all of that kind of stuff. What do you do to get clients? There is assignments, as I said, there's homework, because technically this is a 4-hour session. We're not doing that on Zoom. That would be very lengthy. So we're not doing that, but that's what we're gonna do. We're basically going to get appointments with buyers and sellers. We're gonna be creative with it. We are gonna go off script from what the book says, because the book didn't know about the pandemic, a coronavirus wasn't out when they did this. So we are gonna get creative with ways that we can get clients in this environment and schedule appointments. We will be scheduling appointments. This is not a course where I want you to log on from 9 to 10:30 and then you go about doing whatever it is that you go about doing for the rest of the day. I actually wanna make sure that you're doing business. We need to be having business and scheduling appointments. So there's a few different ways that we'll make sure that we do that. And then we aren't going to go right into the elemental part, the part 2, because Bold actually starts. So if you're interested in taking Bold or you plan on taking Bold, that begins on May 5th. So what we're doing, Spark for 2 weeks, and then many of you I know are already signed up for Bold. That's only $99, which I'm super excited about. And then after that, we'll finish our part 2. I know it sounds like lots of training, but we will not be just sitting here training. We're actually going to be selling houses. That's what we do as real estate agents. We find buyers who want to buy and sellers who want to sell, and we connect them. That's what we're going to be doing. So in a nutshell, that's basically how this is going to go. Right now, there's 17 of you on. We have 25 scheduled. By the end of the day, I need to know who is committed to continuing for the full 2 weeks. And I ask you that because I'm actually going to put you into groups. If you've ever actually been to Bold, you kind of know how you sit at a table with your group and you have a group. We will do something similar for the purpose of accountability, and you'll understand why a little bit later. Because we have certain things that we are doing every day, and we need a team. We need a team to help support us in that. So I will be grouping you up with someone else. We also are going to be practicing scripts. Since we're not in a class environment, I want you to do that in your groups. A couple of different ways we can do that. You can do it when we're off of this call, or I can break you out into separate rooms, and you with your group in your room can do the practice with the scripts and role play, which is likely what we will do, because I want to make sure you're doing it. I want to be able to sneak in and check in on your group. So that's kind of overarching explanation of how the setup for this is and how this is going to go. Before we move on, do we have any questions from anybody about anything that I've said thus far? All right, no, okay. Okay, Tricia, you have a question? Yeah.
I do. So because of our work from home situation, I actually have a full-time job. And so I am sneaking this in, so to speak. With that being said, there may be times when I have to pop out.
Okay.
take care of something if I get a call from work or something comes up and I have to take care of it really fast.
Yep.
So I just want to be transparent and make sure that you're aware of that.
Yep, absolutely. That is perfectly fine. I think there's a couple other people in that same boat or a similar boat. Chris is raising his hand. He's in that boat as well. That's perfectly fine. And yeah, and so if that's the case, just go ahead and do that. Again, you will kind of have a small group, so your group will kind of know what's going on with you too. I just want to make sure people remain connected while we go through this course. So that's absolutely fine. Nikki, are you on? I don't think I asked you to introduce yourself. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Yeah, I
did
introduced myself.
you did? Okay, just making sure. All right. Okay. All right. So any other questions about how we're gonna conduct this Ignite 2.0, Spark Climb 2.0, whatever we want to call it? Any other questions before we move on? All right. Hearing none, I'm moving on. I do want to hear from most of you. If not, oh wait, let me back up all the way back. You should have received an email from me. Did anyone not get the email from me? Everyone's received.
I didn't receive one.
You did not. Who said that?
Sierra Phillips.
Tiara, you did not get an email from me? Okay, Sierra, okay. I asked that because in the email, it did ask you to download the participant guide. Did anyone have trouble finding the participant guide? Those of you who got the email, I also attached it to the email to make this very easy for you. You should have a participant guide for each one of our sessions for this week. This one would say Fuel Your Career, and it's an attachment. Does everyone have that, or does anyone not have that? You don't have it, Alma? So Alma and Sierra, you do not have the participant guide?
Correct. I'm looking through my email now.
Anyone else? All right, I'm actually gonna send it to you right now, the both of you. Because I'd like, everyone else should have a participant guide to follow along. If you printed it out, that would have been ideal, realizing that most of us are at home and maybe you don't have that kind of a printer. That's totally fine as well. You can follow through. There will be some places where you'll want to make notes. And so maybe if you just have a notepad or something like that, that will suffice. But I want to make sure you have.
Julia, I don't have the participant guide either. I had the other one that got sent from the Eventbrite, so I pulled up all the other things, but I don't have a participant.
Okay. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm going to ask you to just spout off your email addresses because I'm doing it from my phone, and then you'll have it shortly so you can follow along with us. It is located in your KW. If you access your My KW, it's under Education, and then under the Ignite 2.0 Lab. And when you click on Participant Guide, it will give you each one of these sessions. But because I don't want you to spend all your time doing that right now, I'm just going to email it. Sierra, what's your email address?
Yes, it's Sierra, SIERRA, C as in Charlie, Y as in yellow, M as in Mary, 12@gmail.
And who else didn't have it?
So do you mean like for today, it's the #1 Fuel Your Career?
Yes.
Oh, okay, then I have it.
Okay. Who else didn't have it? All right, that's it?
I didn't have it also.
Okay, who's speaking?
Alma Sosa.
Alma,
So
okay.
my email address is almasosa@kw.com.
Yep, gotcha. Okay, I just sent it to the both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so moving on. You should have your participant guides with you. We are on the page that talks about your big why. Here's the thing, the question, if you have not heard about your why, we call it your big why. Oftentimes it's summarized into a statement. You know, for instance, My big why is to help people grow their real estate businesses or achieve their dreams of homeownership success or real estate success. Um, that's what the big whys were. But the question really we're asking here is, why did you become a real estate agent? What were your hopes and your goals when you became a real estate agent? The thing that I love about real estate and the beauty of being a real estate agent is it is your own business that you get to create. And I truly believe in the way that we talk about both the building your life by design. I don't think anyone on this meeting today got into real estate to do what you were doing before you got here. We all have something that we have envisioned our life being. And I love the fact that with real estate, we can create that to be whatever we want it to be. So I'm gonna ask you guys to kind of take a moment to really envision what your ideal life is. A lot of times when I meet with agents the first time for a business meeting, what I'm asking you really is not necessarily what your goal is. Yes, I do need to know what your goal is, but more important, what lifestyle are you here to build? Why did you get into real estate? What did you envision your life looking like? Are you doing this for the people you care about, to make enough money to support charities that you want to contribute to make the people around you better? What's the purpose of this? Because we do need to first identify the why before we can build on our business, because without it, you're going to run into hard days and you're going to run into tough times, and sometimes you forget, what did I even do this for? So you really need to have some sort of foundation. It's very important that it helps your mindset, it helps you with your goals, because even if you love this like I do, I love real estate, you'll have times where you struggle with your motivation. So during this whole Climb 2.0 experience, we're going to learn a lot about the ins and outs of the business, but we really want to know why you're connected to it in the first place and what is connecting you to your success in it. So I just would ask anybody who's willing to share or who may already know, why are you here? Why are you learning about this? Why are you in real estate? What is your purpose in doing all of this? Would anyone like to share?
I'll share mine.
Thank you.
The reason why I want to get out of real estate, when I graduated college, I got into the workforce, and I absolutely despise it. I thank God it pays for me to do real estate at the moment, but me having to go through all those interviews and have the experience and still be difficult for me to get a job that only pays me up to a certain amount is not what I want. I want financial freedom. So that's the reason I decided to do real estate.
Awesome. I love it. What does it mean? What does it mean to you to be able to have that kind of freedom? I heard you say you do this for the freedom. Said every real estate agent ever, right? So,
yeah.
So what do you mean by that? Like, what would it do for you to be a successful real estate agent?
I can work on other things. Like me, I still work a 9 to 5, like I'm working right now and doing this at the same time. And I like to travel, I like to go on vacation, and I like to mentor people and help out younger girls, like younger people. So that's what I would say. That's what my why is: be able to help out others and get them out of a bad situation. Because a lot of people don't know financial literacy. A lot of people don't know that. So I want to be able to teach them that, and not have to go to clock in. Well, not go to work every single day.
Right.
So.
Right. I love it. I love it. Someone else, share your big why. Why are you here? What does this mean to you? What is actually the foundation of the purpose for you being a real estate agent and needing to be successful in this? Someone else share your why.
I'll share.
Thanks, Payal.
So I'm actually coming from a business background. My dad's been in business for like more than 80 years now. I always been wanted to do a business rather than working full time. So I know how like I have some idea how business work. You have to do a lot of marketing. You have to do, like, it's always on. It's not like fixed time. And besides that, I have a, like, always I like to help people. People always come to me and ask for help and, you know, advice, and overall just like to help people. And rather than working full time, I decided to do real estate, and something I really like doing it.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else want to share?
I'll share.
Okay, thank you.
I grew up around real estate. My mom and dad bought and sold real estate pretty much my whole entire life. And I've always been fascinated by it and wanted to do it, but I was scared. And I've always had to have that steady income. And so I know that real estate is not a steady income. I'm at a place now in my life, though. I feel like if I'm going to do what I would love to do, I need to do it now. Also, I love helping others, and I'm in a servicing type position at work now to where I help everyone that I work with, and it's really rewarding. So I would love to be able to help other people find their dream and help them be successful in finding their home or selling their home or relocating or whatever the case may be. If it's something that I can do to help others, I think that I would do really well with that.
Awesome. Thank you. I agree. Let me ask you guys this. Has anybody heard of a limiting belief? Do you know what limiting beliefs are? Some people are shaking their head no.
Yes.
Yes. What's a limiting belief? How would you define it?
It's things that you tell yourself that are not necessarily true that stop you from doing the things that you need to do.
That's exactly what it is. That's a good definition. A limiting belief is that little voice that you hear in your head that tells you for some reason you can't do that. After this class, I have a coaching call, and I was literally up in the middle of the night thinking about her, because some people's potential is so big and they don't see it, and there's some reason why they're not there. Where, like, often I get that sometimes I put people way up on a pedestal, but normally it's because you actually belong there. You normally belong there. But in our own minds, we find reasons of why we can't achieve that. Somebody tell me in real estate, what is your wildest goal? Just throw out something big. Don't tell me anything small. I want to hear a goal for your real estate business that's large. Somebody tell me a large goal that you have for your real estate business.
To be an MREA.
Say it again, Jake.
To be an MREA.
To be a millionaire real estate agent. Boom. I love it. Alma, what were you going to say?
I was going to say to buy me a new lake house to have as my second home.
I love it. I'd like to see a picture of it. When this is over, I want to see exactly what that lake house is going to look like.
Okay.
Sierra, you came off of mute. You wanted to say something, girlfriend.
There we go. I won't have. It was a show back in the day called Girlfriends, and it's Tony Child's Realty. I want Sierra Simone Realty.
I love Sierra Simone Realty. I can even see the logo. In my head, it's pink. I don't know why, but it is. But I mean, tell me something big, you guys. Somebody shout out some big goals that you have for your real estate business.
According to my vision board, to make over $600,000 a year.
600?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I like it. Somebody else do something. We all got them. Nothing's too small, but I want them big. Don't tell me $100,000 this year. I don't want to hear that. That's not big enough. I need something bigger. Tell me something big.
I have one.
Uh-huh.
I would like to make enough money to build a trade school in Detroit, Michigan.
I love that one.
The graduation rate in Detroit, Michigan is down to 27%. And once kids decide not to once they get aged out and they can't get their diploma, then they feel like they have nothing and they don't do anything, which causes the crime rate to go up. If they had a skill, maybe they would do something.
I love that.
All the trade schools.
I love that, Lakeisha. That's what I'm talking. Maybe I asked my big why question wrong. This is big why. Now we're talking big why. Maybe I should have said big goal. This is what I mean. Now I need to hear some other people's big why. What is your big why? What is the big? What is the goal? Why, throw it out the big. I don't want to hear small stuff. What is your goal for your real estate business? Somebody else, some of you haven't shared.
I would like to pay my house off
Who
early.
said that? I'm looking for you. Who's talking?
Trisha,
Trisha, okay. Yep, you want to pay your house off. By when?
oh gosh, 5 years.
Okay, so 2025, Trisha's house is paid off.
Yes.
Okay, well, it's already said. It's already done. Okay, next, who's going to do something big?
Uh,
Aaron, you're quiet. I need to hear something from you. Why are you here? Big thinking.
Hello, yes. I hope to make, let's say, 200K in passive income.
That's what I'm talking about. However, I'm going to ask you to change your words. I'm going to make 200K. We don't hope, we don't wish, we don't think, we don't try.
I will.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. I love it. Rusty, what are you doing? Why are you here?
I'm going to be at MREA just like Jake Langford and be debt free. And goal for that is 5 years.
I love it. Let's all do these together. This is what I'm talking about. So the reason, who else wants to share that has them? Because this is why we're here.
I will. I will.
Who's that? Who's talking?
Crystal.
Tell me about it, Crystal.
I'd like to be debt free in a couple years and sell our house and get a house on land, a bunch of trees. That's what I'd love to do.
You want to buy a house
Yeah.
with a bunch of trees?
Yeah, on land.
And you're going to own it with no debt, right? Because you'll be debt free.
Correct.
I need to know how much that costs. You might not know right now. I know I'm throwing you out, but I need to know how much it costs because you need to know how much it costs because that's your goal, right?
Right. I don't know. I mean,
you need to know how much money do you need by what date? Put a date on it.
I don't know. I'll say 400,000 in 2 years.
All right. Yeah. I like it. Who hasn't shared? We all got them. We need to know what it is. We're here as a group. We're here as a team. We're going to be together for 2 weeks.
Okay, this is Julia.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say my ultimate goal is to purchase a house, cash money, my forever cash money, no financing.
Yes. Julia, I was literally up in the middle of the night thinking about you. I even wrote some notes for our conversation because I don't know why it was just so heavy on my heart. Like, I need to see what that looks like. I need a picture of it.
Okay, that's easy.
Yeah, we need a picture. I don't even think it's gonna happen. By when? When is your date, you said?
My reality date is a year from now.
Yep, I love it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't gonna say anything crazy like 3 years. Okay. Because that's not what we're doing. We're doing that this year. Yeah, I love it. Anybody else who hasn't shared, we need to know what your goal is. We're in this together. Everybody shared that wants to share? Okay, I asked. Oh, Nikki, go for it.
Nikki, here I go. I'm an interior designer and an architect, and what my big goal is to build a team in real estate and a business in real estate to encompass all three of these things: architecture, interior design, and real estate.
I love it. This is what I'm here for, guys. I like this kind of stuff. When I coach agents that say, I want to sell 6 houses this year, that's fine, but that's not fun. Like, that's not big living. That's not big goal setting. That's not, I like big stuff. We're here to do something that's impactful. So my question in asking you all of that was just to go back to my original question and say, what's a limiting belief that will prevent you from doing that? Because we all have them. So Lakeisha so nicely described a limiting belief as something that's a way of thinking. I call it stinking thinking. A way of stinking thinking that's going to prevent you or hold you back from your success. So as we continue to go through this training, you might find yourself saying things like, I don't have 3 hours to do this homework that she's talking about doing after class. That's a limiting belief. You do. Trust me, you do. Or maybe you might say, that was ridiculous. I can't believe I just said I'm going to make $200,000 in passive income. That's a limiting belief. You can, and you will. So those kind of things are limiting beliefs that you might catch yourself saying or thinking. What are some limiting beliefs that you guys might have? And don't be afraid to share them, because if you're thinking it, someone else probably is too. What's the limiting belief that you think might interfere with the goal you just shared with us all? Oops, I went too far. Anyone?
I'll say something. Stepping out of your comfort zone, like for me, at some point in time, even though I have a big sphere, picking up that phone and actually like calling, cold calling, like FISBOs and things like that,
Okay.
it could be a limiting belief. That's kind of like out of my comfort zone.
Sure.
As far as that's not who I am.
Yeah.
And being able to just get past that and understand it's not a limiting thing that I can do instead of not. Yeah, I can't do or won't do. Right.
That's a good one, Rusty. You're in good company. Nobody actually likes it. Secret, none of us do. Yeah, it's just, it is uncomfortable for most people. And nothing awesome happens in a comfort zone. So you're right. That's a limiting belief that you just have to get rid of and shake off and do it anyway, right? Someone else was going to share a limiting belief you have about reaching your goal. Yeah, Trisha.
I actually have a couple. I've always been scared to do this because not having medical insurance or not being able to make enough money to pay my bills, or I'm not outgoing enough, or I'm too shy, or I don't know the right things to say. Those are some of the holdbacks for me.
Mm-hmm. Can anybody else identify with what Trisha's saying? Yeah, they're shaking. Everybody's shaking their head yes. Particularly are you going to be able to pay your bills? Are you going to be able to buy yourself health insurance? Those things are ones that most entrepreneurs, feel. I think what's interesting about this pandemic is that people are finding out that their jobs weren't certain either. Nobody had a sure thing. People who were depending on their employer to pay them, their employer to buy their health care, and now they've been out of work for weeks. I think people are finally realizing no one had a sure thing. We are uncertain about everything all the time. So you might as well work for yourself and build your own business and rely on yourself. It could happen anywhere. It could happen with any job. So for sure, those are some limiting beliefs that most real estate agents have, in regards to building your own business. What else, guys? Any other ones? So I'm gonna ask permission from you guys throughout this time that we're spending together. If you share something that is a limiting belief, would you agree to allow us to call you on it?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So if someone says, yeah, I know we were supposed to do the XYZ, but I just don't think I can XYZ. It's fair game for someone to say, that's a limiting belief. Can we do that? Is that okay with everyone? All right, for sure. That's what we're going to do. So we talked about your big why. We talked about what might hinder that. Let's talk about what successful agents do every day. So here's how you run a business. 1, you have to grow it. 2, you have to run it. So there's 2 sides of this thing. And these are basically, and this is on page 4 of your participant guide if you're following along. But the secret to a successful real estate agent is really no secret at all. Success leaves clues. People do it before. There is always one right answer. No matter what question I ask you, the right answer is always going to be lead generation. In order to grow your real estate business, you have got to lead generate for buyers and sellers, period. That is how you grow your business, period. If I say, what's today, you guys? I'm getting all confused. I've been in the house for days. Don't tell me it's Monday. It's lead generation day, okay? If I'm like, what color is the sky? It's not blue, it's not gray. It's lead generation. It's always lead generation. That is how you grow your business. You have got to lead generate for buyers and sellers. Then to grow your business, we have to actually present them to get the listings, right? We have to have a buyer presentation to get the buyer. And we have to know our market. That's how we grow our business. That's the first quadrant of how you do this thing. And then the other part of it is where we're actually running the business. We're actually marketing the listings, showing the houses, negotiating the contracts, setting goals, doing, go to training, coaching, all that kind of stuff. That's running the business. But first we have to grow the business. We need to have a business grow. So basically each activity on the left side of this grow your business, your 4, that's what we're going to be focusing Now, let me ask a question. When I say lead generate for buyers and sellers, what do you hear me saying? What does that mean to you? Calling people. Does that mean cold calling, Jay?
I think it depends for each person, but I mean, I just think of getting on the phone. Yes, I think what I think of when I hear lead generate, that sometimes it's cold calling and sometimes it's reaching out to your sphere, whichever one you're comfortable with.
So it could be making calls, and I heard you say the comfortable with, and I saw your face after that, because I don't care if you're comfortable or not. Yeah. Who cares about this? Is not about comfort. You can go be comfortable when you get in your little comfy bed. That's not what we do for work. For work, we work. But okay, so yeah, it's making calls. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. That's lead generating. How else could we be lead generating?
Referrals.
Okay, maybe people have referred someone to you, but is that actually active lead generating?
Passive.
No. No,
It's active, but it's only active if we actually are contacting people and asking for a referral, right? What else is a way that we could lead generate for buyers and sellers?
Running
Active
ads,
social
media.
Social media, running ads, mailers.
volunteering.
Yep, we can go on and on for days, but I just want to make sure that when I say lead generation, you don't only hear me say cold calling. Some people automatically associate lead generate with cold calling, and they automatically clinch up, and all of a sudden they're not doing it, right? And it doesn't have to just be that. The beauty, again, of this era that we're in is that we're getting very creative. People are getting very creative with how they're doing these things. So lead generation for buyers and sellers could mean a number of different things. How can we do it today, though, in today's environment? Because normally I would have said going to networking events, door knocking, going to such and such, doing all these outside activities that we necessarily can't do right now. What are some things we could do to lead generate for buyers and sellers today?
Virtual listing presentations, virtual buyer presentations, virtual home buyer seminars.
Wellness checks on your sphere, checking on your neighbors, checking on your friends.
One of the things I saw, so the next one, of course, is seller listing presentation and get listings. I want to emphasize get listings. I wish that was in big, bold letters. It's like, yeah, we can make a listing presentation, but the point is to actually get a listing. We want to get a listing. And now, we're doing those virtually. Has anyone done a virtual listing presentation yet? Jake says yes. Some of you are saying no. Oh, you said no?
No, I haven't done a listing presentation, but I've done a buyer's presentation.
Buyer, okay, got it. Anyone done a virtual listing presentation yet? I don't know that we, oops, I keep skipping. I don't know that we talk about that, but we're going to talk about that. I honestly think we have an opportunity to have a much bigger reach right now than we did before with our listing presentations and our buying presentations. So we're gonna focus on that and focus on people who may potentially want to buy or sell now and later. And doing that just like we're doing right now. I have been able to double the amount of buyer consultations and listing presentations I normally do from right here in my kitchen, and I reach a much larger audience. I love, Trisha, that you're here. I wasn't expecting any Minnesota people, but I'm so glad you're here. But again, this is another example of how we can reach a broader audience. I just posted it on my pages. I'm assuming it's how you saw it. But this is the same way that you can reach a broader audience of sellers and buyers. I think we have a bigger opportunity now, is how I see it, to do those kinds of things. And then, of course, the book is saying preview real estate. We can't do that right now, per se, but we can, per se. What does it mean, you think, by growing your business by previewing real estate?
Going and taking a look at property so you can get used to your neighborhood or the area that you're doing business in. You know more about what's available, what's there.
Absolutely.
Understand the market better. And I think also part of it is it shows a higher level of activity. So people, if you're a new agent, especially, that people are like, oh, they're working, they're busy. Like, I can trust them more because they feel like you're doing more. So they have more confidence in you too.
Yes, that is like one of my pet peeves with social media marketing from real estate agents. Is like, sometimes I'm like, what are you selling? Like, do you sell houses, or are you just a cute girl taking pictures in your living? Like, what are you doing? You know, no, like, what is this? People need to see you doing something. People want to see you in business. So when you are previewing homes, sometimes people say, hey, this is what I saw showing homes today, or this is what people want to know you're working. They don't just want a cute photo of you on Instagram all the time showing how cute you are. Who cares? Even when people sell houses, they'll be like, sold a house, and it's a picture of just them, not the client, not the house, nothing. It's like, what are you selling? Like, are we selling, you know, teeth cleaning or smiles, or what is this? But we want to make sure people see you working. That's important, that they actually see you as the professional. But also, you guys are 100% right. You need to know the market. If you're picking up the phone and you're calling people and saying, yeah, hi, my name is Rusty, I'm your neighborhood, you know, real estate agent, and you don't know anything about the neighborhood, that's a problem. You're not at all the neighborhood real estate agent. You have no idea what the market is doing. So generally speaking, when we say preview homes, it does actually mean go and preview those homes and go into the homes so that you know the market. We, of course, can't do that right now. However, you can do, there's so many virtual tours people are putting on their listings. I encourage you to just start searching as if you were a client. Search around your neighborhood, search around areas, familiarize yourself with the market, familiarize yourself with the inventory. I often explain this like, if we were in the shoe sales business. Everyone, I don't need to explain this, right? Everybody knows we're in business, right? You have a real estate business. You personally own a real estate business. Who was the one that went CG real estate? What was it? Who was that? Was that you, Sierra?
Yes, Sierra
Sierra,
Small
okay.
Realty.
Sierra, yes, okay, so exactly. That's your business, right? You're running that business.
Yes.
We have a real estate business. I often liken our real estate business to if we had a shoe business or a Subway franchise or anything business. When you have a business, let's use shoes, for example, and say, okay, I've got a shoe store. I have a shoe store and I own shoes, right? What do I need to actually effectively run a shoe store? If I say, Aaron, let's go into business today, we should start us a shoe store. What do we need?
Shoes.
Boom. We need some shoes. Okay. So it's the same thing with real estate. You can't say, you know, I'm going to start a real estate business. And what do you need? You need houses. You need inventory. Otherwise, you're just driving me around showing me the houses that Sierra has at her store. Okay, so now you're a chauffeur showing me Sierra's houses, Sierra's shoes and Sierra's shoe store, right? But you don't have any shoes. You need to also have some shoes in your shoe store in order to be in business. So we need inventory. Likewise, if I walk in and I say, hey, Aaron, I'm looking for like a black pump to wear with this dress I bought, you ought to be able to tell me if you sell a black pump in your store. Same thing with real estate. If I say, hey, I'm looking for XYZ house, you ought to be able to tell me where that's at. This is your business. So we preview homes so that we're able to do that and know the market. We also want to be able to kind of know if I say, Lakeisha, what do homes go for around your neighborhood? Like what's the average price? You should be able to answer me quickly because you know the inventory, you know the market, you've been in the homes, you know what's for sale, you know what kind of shoes you sell in your store. Does that make sense? Now, being that we can't physically go on them, we still can do that on the MLS. You still can preview these homes virtually. You still can do these tours. And I would even encourage you to do some CMAs, lots of them, so you can familiarize yourself with pricing. Because if you're calling people and talking to them, they're going to ask you questions and you need to be prepared to answer them. I used to drive my son to school. He went to this private school. It was kind of nestled in between all these fancy houses. And we would guess the prices of homes all the way to school. Like we would guess how much houses cost. And he was like 11 and 12 at this time. And he had gotten pretty good. Like we would be like, what do you think that one goes for? Around the whole city. My kids have been in the backseat while I've been selling real estate for 20 years. So they're pretty good at this, but he would be able to really kind of guess how much he thought a house in a certain neighborhood would cost. It's a game we played their whole lives. So there was this real big house on the corner. It was like, we didn't even know it was a house. It was one of those kind of things like, is that a house? Or it was huge. But one day it went for sale. I was leaving, dropping him off from school, and I saw a little temporary for sale sign in the yard. And of course, I know he's in school, but I texted him anyway. I was like, Jaden, house on the corner's for sale. How much do you think it's selling for? Of course, I had already looked it up, right? So he texted me back during school and it's like 700,000. And I'm like, nope. And he's like 850. I'm like, nope. He's like, higher? I'm like, yeah. He's like, no, 875 tops for sure. And I'm like, no, it's higher. He's like, oh, they're ridiculous. They're never gonna sell that house, right? So the funny thing, they were selling it for $2 million. It was so far off. And you know what? He was right. That thing sat for years. It sat for years. Like, but a 12-year-old knows the market, right? Like, so there's no reason that we as real estate professionals should not know our market. So these are things that you as a successful agent should be doing every day, growing your business and running your business. Do you understand the difference? All right. Also, you have the ability, if you're on mute, you can like raise your hand and I can see if you've raised your hand if you want to say something without having to come off mute. That's an option. All right, so here's where we are. This is Spark. This is what we're doing today. What is Spark, right? Basically, like I said, we're doing a 1.5 hour learning module. Talking about your sphere. We're going to talk about the tools we have. We're going to prepare for success. And then you're on your own for the rest of the day. What you will be doing for the other 3 hours today is building your database, working on your scripts, lead generating. And if you don't know how to write a real estate contract, I'd like you to start practicing that. Okay, but that's your assignment for today. So I don't want you to think when we hang up, you just go about your business and do whatever. You're still in class. I just thought it would be boring for you to have to just stare at my face for 3 hours while I watched you do it. So I'm trusting you to do it on your own, but that's what we're gonna do today. Today we're gonna build your database, practice scripts, actually lead generate. We're gonna call people and practice contracts if you don't know how to write one yet. Fair enough? Just nod your head yes. All right. So that's what we're gonna do. The other cool thing is implemented. Someone asking something? No? The other cool thing about this is Command is quite intricate and embedded into this whole training. Now, if you're like me, who is technology deficit, like it's not my thing, I'm like horrible at it. Whenever somebody says Command, I like just have this great deal of anxiety that just overcomes me. It scares the bejesus out of me. I don't want to. I went through this whole curriculum and what I like about it is that it's just small bits and pieces. We're taking off small bits and pieces. And I felt like, oh, okay, I can do that every day. So because there is so much, it is a tremendously marvelous system that they have that is overwhelming. You don't need to learn it all. Not here to ask you to learn it all. That's not what this is. What you need to know is just what we're learning each day to do what we need to get done each day. It's not overwhelming at all. I can assure you of that. Chris in a chat asks if I can email the homework assignment after the call. Absolutely. Yeah. I certainly will. So that's how the day is going to go. That's how our day is going to go. I think the next slide is a little video from Gary Keller about welcoming you here. So let's hear what he's got to say.
Hi, I'm Gary Keller. This course will allow you to get off to a fast start you can build on. Because if you repeated the principles every 90 days for a year, believe me, you have an awesome first year. And just as important, you would have built the foundation and momentum for your entire career. Practical, realistic, and easy to apply. It's about the fundamentals that determine your level of success in the business of real estate. From our research with top agents, we have found that they too started their careers with these fundamentals, and they continue to do them along with their teams to this very day. It's not hard. It just requires a little focused effort, a few hours every day. There is really just one way to achieve the goal. It's lead generation. Other skills are important, yet without leads to work with, your skills won't mean a thing. Dealing with business never takes precedence over what? Finding business. Never. Research shows that top producing agents make lead generation their #1 priority and the one thing they make sure they always get done. You can do this. And when you do, you will get the leads, the relationships, the experiences, the career, and the income that you want and deserve. Go get them, and good luck.
All right, guys, what did you hear? What did Gary say that the number one priority should be?
Lead generation.
I didn't mean to play it again. I want to go. Lead generation. Anybody else hear anything different? That's it. It's always, even if you did, I was going to tell you you're wrong. Lead generation is always the right answer. No matter what I ask you, lead generation is the right answer. So if you would have said something different, I said wrong. Lead generation. Yeah, it's always lead generation. Okay, absolutely. What is this quote? Nothing else about your business will have as big as impact as the number of leads you have. Yes. Another way that I like to say that is there's no problem lead generation can't solve. If you are having trouble paying your bills, that's not a problem lead generation can't solve. No matter what your issue is in your business, I can guarantee you the solution is going to be lead generation. If you have a client that you can't, my client won't accept an offer, it's been listed and we've gotten 3 offers and they won't take it, and the husband is doing this and the husband is doing that, I know the solution to that problem. You need more clients. Lead generation. You should never have all of your eggs in one basket. That one client should not make or break you. Lead generation is always the right answer. If you can't figure out how to get that one property sold, that's because you don't have enough leads. That should not be a problem. We need more leads. So that's what that's basically the point that we're trying to drive home, is making sure that you understand that. Does anybody else see anything else or hear anything else or get anything different from this quote? I heard him say that your skills don't mean anything without leads to use them on. We can practice all day long on our scripts. We can have the most beautiful listing presentation and buyer presentation. It means nothing if we don't have any people. We got to get the people. So that's the point we're trying to drive home there. This is a cool little diagram that they've done. So I mentioned to you guys that Spark, which is what we're doing this 2 weeks, is the whys and hows of lead generation, get appointments. Elementals is going to be our business basics. We're just doing Spark these first 2 weeks again, learning the foundation of all of that. One of the ways that I will also be one of the things I should say that we'll also be focusing on is your sphere. Marketing to your sphere. According to NAR, 66% of sellers and 41% of buyers found their agent through a friend. So they were referred by someone in their sphere. So what does that say to you?
You need to keep in touch with your friends.
You need to keep in touch with your friends. What else?
And really stay in contact, let them know that you do real estate, and keep planting that seed, and really get creative with that call, that it becomes a part of the conversation organically, and you contact them is not something that you sound here, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, let me try to sell you a house. It's more or less like, for me, for instance, most of my sphere, they have a house. However, being in my 50s, their kids are buying homes now. And people that know me now, they're starting to, matter of fact, I sold my first contract. One of my friends, their son is buying a house. So that's kind of what hitting that sphere means to me, is being able to have that organic conversation. And so a lot of times they started with you.
Sure. Who, does everybody in your sphere know that you sell real estate?
They do now.
Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. Are you assuming that everyone in your sphere knows that you sell real estate, or are you certain?
Yeah, or
Everybody,
jump
but
in,
many
Julie. One of
knows.
the things that I did was, I use a lot of social media, and inviting to like your page, and so it's kind of an organic way to get at least a tally, an idea of who all is checking you out, and see a number of the Facebook pages that are likes at least, to let people know that you're in real estate and they've taken the opportunity to look at your page.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Are all of your friends, Rusty, like you said, being in your 50s, are they all on Facebook?
Yeah, a lot of them are. They have quite a big circle of friends.
Okay. Someone else said, I heard someone else say, yes, everyone knows I'm in real estate. I heard somebody else say that. Who was that? Now you
I
don't want
was
to.
saying,
Okay. What were you saying?
well, I was saying not everybody knows. Of course, I created a page and posted on Facebook, used WhatsApp for most of the people I have on contact who use WhatsApp. But still, I still have to reach out to many other people through email and neighborhood. Not everybody knows, but trying to reach as many as possible.
Okay, let me just share with you. I would submit to you that not as many people know that you sell real estate as you think. And that's for everyone, not just you, but everyone. I would submit to you that you think everyone knows you sell real estate, and I can bet you everyone does not. I'm from Minneapolis. Trisha, have we ever met? You're mute still.
I'm sorry. No, we have not.
How did you know about this training?
Through Keller Williams Central, you emailed.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I have been selling real estate in Minneapolis for 20 years plus. I have been on the board for the state for quite a long time. I've been on the board for the local, the state, and the national. Every kind of real estate committee you can think of, I've been on it. I was the president of the Black Real Estate Commission. I've been on the news countless times, on the radio all the time. I know thousands and thousands of real estate agents in the city of Minneapolis. I have a web page that was all over the place. I was all over social media. Everybody knows I sell real estate. Is exactly what I would say. The same way you guys are like, yes, all my friends, everybody knows I sell real estate. There's no way under the sun you could live in that city and not know that I sell real estate. However, I was out with some friends at dinner, with a few of us couples. It was my friend and her husband. It was me and my husband at the time, and another couple. And the other couple, they were just acquaintances. I knew her. Her name was Nika. And I knew her because I had invited her to come to an event that I had for the Real Estate Association. And she was a financial consultant and manager, and she did a whole class on helping us set up our business and financial analysts and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I had many contacts and occasions with her. She's in my sphere, yes. She's in my sphere. We're at dinner. We were sitting at dinner, and she was talking about something, and then she says, "Oh, you're a real estate agent?" And like everybody kind of stopped and looked, and I was like, "Yeah, of course, yeah, I'm a real estate agent." She's like, "Oh, I never knew that." And I'm like, how could you not know? I mean, I invited her to our event to speak. I was at the event, I invited you to speak. She said, yeah, I knew they were real estate agents, but I didn't know you were a real estate agent. Like, why would you not think I was a real? She said, well, because you didn't never mention it. You never actually told me. She's like, normally real estate agents, you know, they tell you they're a real estate agent. They ask you if you know anybody, but you know, normally, and I was just like, so of course my husband was like, whoa, bad marketing, right? Like, so I'm like, I assumed everyone knew I sold real, and then she kept it up all night long. She just kept throwing it. Yeah, because, you know, normally real estate agents, they do that. And normally, like the whole dinner, she kept doing it. It's like, okay, I get it. I get it. I assumed because I posted on Facebook, because I sent out a newsletter, because I was all over the city, because I was on the media, not just social media, I assumed everybody knew I sold real estate. And it was the poorest assumption. that was really eye-opening that she, who had been to events that I set up, didn't know I was a real estate agent. I think we assume people know that we're real estate agents, and they do not. You think you have done a fantastic job marketing yourself as a real estate agent, and your friend's friend does not know that. So I just want to keep that in mind, that you may not be going as hard as you think you are. People really might not know that you actually are a real estate agent. Do you guys know how many contacts you have in your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to know? If you go to your contacts in your phone, you can scroll down to the bottom and it will tell you how many contacts you actually have in your phone. So according to Keller Williams, if we take that number and multiply it by 6%, That will give us the number of what we call real estate actions. These are potential clients that you would have to sell homes to who would be looking to buy or sell. 6% of your sphere is likely going to buy or sell. That's the percentage. So in mine, I have 1,538 in this phone. If I take 1,538 and times that by 6%, that's 92 people. So 92 people in this phone are going to be buying or selling real estate. That's the number. Somebody do it on your phone. Tell me how many people in your sphere from your phone are going to be buying or selling real estate. And I'm just talking about in the next 12 months. Statistically, 6% of the people in your sphere are going to buy or sell in the next 12 months.
51.
51. You got 51. Who's that, Lakeisha?
Bettina.
Bettina. Okay. 51 people in your sphere are going to be buying or selling in the next 12 months.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else, how many?
82.
8.
82, says Rusty. What'd you say?
8 for mine only.
8, okay. Jake, what was yours?
21.
21.
Mine was 50.
50?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
37.
15.
15. Julia says she lost all her contacts in her phone. Oh no.
37.
It did an update and I lost all of my contacts. I mean, that's from when I worked at the hospital too.
Oh, that is just heartbreaking.
Yes. So back up your phones.
Back up your phone. Good point. So somebody else said a number right before you said that. I heard somebody say something like 15 or something.
I said 37.
37. Okay, 37. So those are the amount of people who are going to be buying or selling homes in the next 12 months. Do you know which ones they are? You don't know which ones they are, right? That means everybody, you need to be contacting all of those people in your phone. But let's take it one step further. The average commission, okay, so at the Central Market Center, 313,000 is the average sales price. So the average commission then would be like $9,300. Is that fair? Let me take out the split. If you have a split still, I'll take that out. Let's say $6,000 is the average commission. Let's use that as our round number. So if we know that 37 people, she said, 37 people are going to be buying or selling a house in the next 12 months times a $6,000 commission, that's $222,000. That's the opportunity that's sitting in this phone. We haven't even talked about social media or door knocking or mailers or flyers. We're just talking about the people in your phone. If you contact the people that you already know, you could make $222,000 this year. That's after the Market Center split. That's your take-home pay. Okay, so I just want to give you an idea of why your sphere is important to you and why we're going to really be focusing on them, and really using that as our starting place. We already talked about them. Oh, how do you stay in touch with them? That's a good one. They're in your phone, but I bet you haven't talked to half of those people in a long time. How do you normally stay in touch with the people in your sphere?
Call them, text them.
Call them, text them.
Active on social media, volunteering.
Yep, all of those things. Okay, I gotta speed up. So I'm bringing that as a point because that's who we're gonna call today. Today when we hang up, we're gonna do our call with our sphere. And you can practice the Ford method. If you've not heard of it, this is what it is. Talk about their family, which is very easy to do right now. We should be checking on people in our sphere anyways. Talk about their occupation, talk about their recreation, talk about their dreams. So if you don't know what to talk about, this is the method you could talk about. We could just talk about those things with people. I'm moving faster because I didn't time myself well enough. So we also need to know the tools that we have to use. This is the cloud. This is the whole Keller Williams cloud that we talk about. I'm not gonna go into great detail about it, but you guys understand what a Google Cloud is or an iCloud is. Where it basically makes it easier for you to store all the information that you have across multiple systems. that's what we're looking at here. This is the Keller Cloud. Probably the most important tool that we will be using in not only this Climb 2.0, but in our business is the virtual agent, the command, and also the consumer app. Those two will be the ones that we will be using the most. Again, do not be afraid by me saying command. It's going to be very simple when we break it down because we're just going to be taking it bits and pieces at a time. We're not going to be doing a ton all at the same time. Here's command. How many of you guys have logged into it before? How many people know how to, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being I looked at it, you know, and that's as far as I've ever gotten. 10 being, oh, I'm pretty doggone good at using this command thing. Where would you rank yourselves?
7.
Jake says
Probably
8.
8.
Rusty says 7.
7.
Oh, I hear a lot of 7s.
6, 5, 4,
3, 2, 1. Yeah.
0.
Someone said
8.
0. That means you don't know how to log in, correct?
I'm still trying to log in, so I'm working on it.
Okay. 0 would be I don't know how to log in. Yep, that's the
8.
Someone said 8?
Yeah.
Okay, I am supposed to be walking you through how to log in, but I just realized we're super out of time, so I'm not going to. I want you to at least know how to log in. In your book is the link to tell you how to log in. The only thing you need to know how to do today is to add a contact. That's the only assignment that you really have today is to add a contact to your database. I would have walked you through it. My apologies. I talked too long and we're running out of time. If you don't know how to add a contact, you can go to the KW Connect, your regular KW page, go to Connect and just type in, add a contact in command and a video will pop up teaching you how to add a contact into command. That is the one command assignment that I have for you today is simply to learn how to add a contact. Yes, I can show you the forward slide again. There it is, Payal. Family, occupation, recreation. Yep, you're welcome. So that's the one assignment is to, how does everybody think you can figure that out today, how to add contacts into your database?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know how and you need help, and maybe you're like, I watched the video, still don't get it. What's his name? Oh, Lord. Jake, help me. What's his name? The new tech guy. Grant? No.
Monday.
Clark Monday.
Clark, thank you.
Clark.
I'm gonna call him Grant. Clark is happy to help you. You can reach out to Clark as well. Your homework assignment for command today is just learn how to add a contact. That's what I want you to know how to do today. Because we're going to need to add them to your database. In fact, I'm going to talk to you shortly about we're going to be adding 10 contacts to your database from your sphere every day. If you can import it, that's even better. But you at least need to be adding 10 contacts to your database per day. That's going to be part of this game that we're playing.
You mean add 10 contacts in command? Is that what you mean?
Yes, that's what I mean, into command. Yep, that's exactly what I mean. So that's why are we doing that? Because a database produces leads. When I just asked you, how do you stay in contact with all 1,500 of these people or whoever are in your phone? Yeah, you could call them. You could also find a much more systematic way to do this, which is the name of this game. And the much more systematic way is to put them into command and set them up on a smart plan, which we'll talk about next. Again, for me, this is overwhelming. So my assignment, what I did for myself, I entered contacts and I put their birthdays in there. That was what I did. And you can even find those from Facebook. And then I set them up on a birthday smart plan. So if nothing else, they're going to get a happy birthday from me on their birthday. We want to make sure that we are touching our sphere as much as possible. That's how we're going to make this $200,000 off the people in this phone. So that's what we're going to be doing with that. In your email that I sent to you, you should have also had, I asked if you would download your toolkit. How many of you were able to do that? Several of you, okay. If you have not done that, that's something I'd like you to do today as well. What's going to be in there is everything we need, okay? Everything we need is in the toolkit. The resource job aid, the scripts book is in there, the scripts we'll be using. Buyer lead sheets are in there. 411 is in there. If you're not using a 411, you should be. If you're not in an accountability group, you should be. We use those in accountability groups. Checklists are there. The previewing homes, job aid is there, pre-listing questionnaire, listing packs, everything you need is in the toolkit. So if you haven't downloaded the toolkit or found it yet, please do that. That's part of your assignment today. And then preparing for success. I'm going to just kind of skip forward a little bit. This is all of the learning modules that we'll be learning in the next 2 weeks. Today, we're talking about just getting your career started, fueling your career. Tomorrow, we're going to be specifically talking about lead generation. It's the core of your business. Then on Wednesday, we're going to talk about sales language. And I'm glad they stopped calling it scripts. I still say that sometimes, ignore me if I call it scripts. It's not even a script, it is a language. On the, if you were in Nina's group coaching the other day, she said something about, Julia, you used a certain number of embedded commands. I didn't even notice. I just talk like that. I'm not reading a script. It's just the way I talk. When I talk, I say the same thing to every buyer, the same thing to every listing. When I call, I say the same thing. Technically, that's called a script, but it's just the way I talk. So we want to make sure that you learn the way to talk and have powerful language that's going to get you results. We're going to do that on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we're going to talk more about your database and set some goals on Friday. And then the following week, we'll talk about your value proposition, which is tremendously important. You're calling these people, they may know 1,000 realtors already. What makes you special? You need to be able to deliver your value proposition. Then after that, we're going to find and win the buyer, find sellers, talk about a day in the life of a real estate agent. And then the last day, I'm going to ask you guys what you still need to know. After we've gone through 2 weeks of this, that Market Center specific module is what do you need to know? After we just did all that training, what do you still feel like you need help with? And then we'll focus on whatever that is. So I'll probably send out a poll to see what you guys want to learn on that last day. This we're not doing. This is after bowl, so I'm going to skip it. I wanted to jump to this before we ended our time today. And if you're able to, just give me a couple of extra minutes because I know it's almost 10:30, but I'll probably need, I know if you have to go, you can go ahead and go, but I just need a few more minutes if possible. But I want to make sure you understand the Daily 10-4 before you leave us. So this is one of the most powerful things in Ignite. Ignite 2.0, I guess is what we are calling this. Climb 2.0, excuse me. Oops, go back. And what this is your Daily 10-4. So in Climb 2.0, we will be doing 10 of these 4 things. Like I just mentioned to you, you will be adding 10 new contacts to your database, which is Command, every day. Repeat after me. Add 10 contacts to Command every day.
Add 10 contacts to Command
every day.
Every day. We also are going to talk to 10 people every day.
Talk to 10 people.
10 people every day.
10 people every day.
To 10 people every day. On top of adding Command?
Yeah, it can be the same people. It can be the people that you talk to that you add into Command. Or maybe they are already in Command and you talk to those people. I don't care how you do it, as long as you talk to 10 people and you add 10 people to your Command. That's what's important. The other thing is writing 10 note cards to people that you've recently contacted. This can be done in a lot of different ways. This is literally, when's the last time you received a handwritten note card?
Long time.
Long time. But when you get it, it makes you feel very important, you know? So this is something we'll be talking about more. Writing the 10 note cards to people every day. Here's a little, I'll let you stretch this. Maybe it doesn't necessarily, I prefer it to be a note card. It would be great if they received it in the mail. I understand the times we're in and all of that kind of stuff and going in and out of the house and all that kind of thing. If you want to do 10 messages to people, I'll let it slide just this time only. I much prefer they be handwritten note cards though. Or letters. You can even send letters out to your neighbors, your neighborhood. But I'd much prefer it be something real and tangible that you send out. And the last one is preview 10 homes per week. How we're gonna do that is we're gonna do it online. We're gonna go to virtual tours. I wanna know the 10 houses that you saw virtual tours of on the MLS. In whatever market you wanna specialize in, because we're not gonna actually go in the homes right now. But we are going to preview 10 homes per week. You technically could do 10 per day since we're sitting at home and we're not actually physically going there. The 10 is per week was because we were supposed to be actually going into the homes. But this is our daily activity. We call it a daily 10-4. We will have a checkup every single morning to see how you are doing with your daily 10-4. You need to be doing this. Again, I'm going to group you guys, and your group should be helping hold you accountable to your daily 10-4. Understood? All right. So I told you the rest of the day. Oh, go ahead.
So the preview is 10 per week, or because it's virtual, it's every day?
Because it's virtual, you can do it every day. I would prefer you do it. If the more you do it, the better you'll know the market. But the requirement is at least 10 per week. So for the rest of the day today, what you guys are going to do is the homework assignment, and I will email it. Thank you for asking me to do that. I'll make sure that I do that. And again, I just want to tell you what that is. You're going to build your database. That's what we're working on today. So you can start right away by getting 10 people into your database. You should have the scripts that are in your toolkit. I'd like you to review those beginning tomorrow. We're going to start doing those in groups. Okay. You need to be calling people because why? We need to make 10 contacts today. That starts today. We need 10 contacts today. And last but not least, if you don't know how to write a contract, I want you to work and practice on writing the contract today. If you need help with that, Nina has a video. If you're a new agent and you don't know how to write a contract, you should be a new agent coach. Okay, you should have Nina as your coach, helping you learn how to write a contract. So those are our things that we're doing for the rest of the day. Adding 10 to your database, practicing your scripts, contacting 10 people, practice writing a contract if you don't know how to do that. All right, let's finish off with our final. Tell me what you learned today.
Lead generation every day.
Always the right answer. What else did you learn?
I learned about
Lead
the Ford
generation.
method.
Always the right answer.
Lead generation and smart plan.
Smart plan, yes. We got to do smart plans. Even if it's simple, even if it's just adding a birthday smart plan, adding a home anniversary smart plan.
Write handwritten notes.
Yes, I love the handwritten notes. They really actually are tremendously effective. When you start writing handwritten notes, mailing them to people, they are effective. It also gives you a reason to call your sphere. Say, hey, I was about to send you something in the mail and I realized I don't have your address. What's your address anyway? I was gonna send you a card. Bye, Trisha. Thank you. See you tomorrow.
I
Tell me
learned
how
about
you
the Ford method.
The Ford method, good. Yeah. Tell me about your thinking. Has your thinking changed any? Or anything you feel differently about?
Knowing that we are all in this together and we're all going to go through the uncomfortableness of, sometimes calling with cold calls, that's helping me to change my thinking, to know that we're all doing it together.
Yeah, and we're all uncomfortable with it. You're not the only one. There's nothing special. People say, I'm nervous, I'm uncomfortable. You're not special. We all are nervous and uncomfortable. That's how this works. We all are. You're in it together with all of us, yes. What behaviors might you change going forward or do differently?
Organizations.
Well, tell me more about that, Rusty. Organization, how?
Well, just making sure, sometimes I feel like when I'm going at some things, I'm all over the place a little bit because we have so much information in front of us and try to utilize the systems to the best of our advantage. I think, at least for me, just narrowing the scope as far as reaching my sphere and using command to its advantage. So, in my contacts I'm reaching, I'm starting with, family and doing that way and using the best tool to use that. As far as I already started the share your app smart plan, so I've already been doing some of that. So keeping it really simple. Yeah. I have a way of overthinking some things and try to implement too much, and then I feel like I'm missing in several different places when I really just narrow the scope and just keep it really simple that way.
Somebody tell me one action that you're going to take today.
I'm going to send some handwritten letters out today.
I love it. Those work. I promise you.
Add people to my smart plan.
Yes,
I'm going to add 10 people to my database.
that's right. We all are, right, guys? Everyone's adding 10 people to their database.
Adding birthdays.
Start calling people. Start
Calling
calling.
10 people.
10 people. I heard somebody say birthdays. People love that. I still get people will text me, oh my gosh, thank you. I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm like, oh, must be their birthday. Yeah.
I never remember birthdays, so this will be great.
Good, good. Okay. If you need help, I am going to send an email recapping. Thank you all. If for some reason you're not going to be able to commit to Climb 2.0, and I sure hope you are, let me know because I am going to put people in groups because we're going to be practicing our scripts in groups going forward. Any questions before we all jump off?
Yeah, I had a quick question. In talking about practicing writing contracts,
Yes.
is there somewhere in Command we could go to? Is it part of DocuSign? Where do I go to do
Jay,
that?
can you answer that question for me?
Where to get help writing the contract? Is that what it was?
Where do you even find the contract, right? Is that what you're
Right,
asking?
where do you go to find the blank contract to get, practice writing it? Is it in Command or?
No, there's not one in Command. You could log into DocuSign and get it, or you can go to who's asking? Sorry,
Nikki.
Okay, because it's different for each state. So like you can log on to Zip Forms. You can go to the Trek website. If you just search like Texas real estate 1 to 4 contract.
Okay.
I also,
Then-
in the recap for today, I can add it to the email as well.
I'll say I can send it out or attach it somewhere too.
Any other questions? Are you guys excited? I'm excited. I think we're going to make some movement.
I'm excited.
I am.
Is anybody planning on not selling any houses? Okay, 'cause
No.
I was going to kick you out of the group right now.
I invested too much money into this, too much time. Nope.
We are definitely going to be selling some houses. In these next 2 weeks, we're going to have appointments. Can I ask everybody to commit to having at least 3 appointments during these 2 weeks? That's not a lot. I promise you, when we start working on this stuff, you'll find out that's not a lot. 3 appointments per person. Can we commit to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody have any limiting beliefs that we need to attack right now?
Hey, Julia,
Yes.
just a quick question. I apologize, my other call just ended, but you will be sending the homework assignments via email?
Yes, I will, Chris.
Okay, thank you. The rest of my week should be okay from at this time slot, but Mondays I always have a 9:30 call.
Okay, that's fine. Chris, we all just committed to 3 appointments during the next 2 weeks. That's not a lot. You'll find out that won't be a lot. I'm going to help you do it. Some faces, I feel like some of your faces look like you're skeptical. Is anyone skeptical about that?
I'm not.
You are not.
No.
Everyone's committed.
Committed.
I'm committed, but nervous.
That's okay. Nervous is okay. That means you're human. But we're definitely going to do it. So, okay, well, that's it. I'm going to send the homework out, guys. I'm going to send it out right now. It's going to go out through the Eventbrite. So, oh, shoot. No, I can't add the contract that way. I'll have to send it separately because I don't have a easier way to do that. Well, I am going to send, does everybody else, who doesn't know how to get the contracts? Who was it that said that?
Nikki.
Nikki, okay. Does anyone else need me to email you a contract?
Or you can email it to me.
Okay, Chris and Aaron, okay.
You can email it to me too.
Who's that? Who's me?
Kelsey.
Kelsey, okay. Okay, otherwise the email for the homework is gonna come out. What's that?
And Jean, please, can you email me the contract, please?
Yeah, who just said that? I'm sorry?
Jean.
Okay, yes, Jean.
Me
Okay.
as well, Payal.
Okay,
You
so
guys should
all of you, okay.
Right. Well, you guys should also all look into Zip Forms because you can download every single contract. And also, since you're a member of Texas Association of Realtor, all of those forms, contracts, and addendums are all on the TAR and Trek website. So you guys should learn how to look into doing that. It's as simple as a Google search a lot of times, and then you'll log onto the TAR website and you'll have access to all of them. Because she'll send it out this time, but you never know when you may need to double check something or look something up. So the Trek website and the TAR website, that should be like homework too for people that aren't as accustomed to those or used to them.
Yeah, so part of your contract is maybe you need to find on your own, because I want to empower you, not just give you stuff, but you also may need to find, where do I even find the contract? But I am going to send it to you. I'm also going to send you one that Nina has already filled out to help you kind of understand what it should look like, because by the time you're done with this climb, you should be able to lead generate using the correct language, do a listing and buyer presentation, hold an appointment, write a contract. Boom. That's what this is about. We need to sell some houses, guys. We can't just be sitting here on Zoom with each other. So that's everything. I'm going to send out everything I promised you. Let me know how it goes. If you want, I encourage you all to be in an accountability group. If you're not already in an accountability group, please email me individually. I need to put you in one because I want to make sure that you are getting the support you need through all of this as well. All right, guys?
All right.
Thanks for letting me go a little over. I will see you all tomorrow.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.